welcome back. I hope you had a wonderful holiday. Dear Doc and Cat, this is episode 3. Today we'll be talking about breaking up with a friend and breaking up with a friend. You'll see what I mean.
Doc and Cat giving advice, telling you what to do with your problems. Doc and Cat, she's just a cat, and him, well, he's just a bad guy. Got nothing to lose, yeah. Together we will find an answer. Trust Doc and Cat, yeah. We won't steer you wrong.
Tell everybody what you got for Christmas. Yeah, you got a box. You like your box? I also got a camera so I can watch her at all times, even when I'm away. So, our first question, basically I want to break up with my best friend of 6 years. We met in college and we connected the first day we met. I just feel like now the relationship is so one-sided in favor of him. I also feel like he doesn't care much about what I say. Okay. My advice is do not break up with your best friend. Breaking up is a very dramatic, emotional kind of response to something. I feel like what you want from breaking up with somebody is to feel validated. You want your feelings to be validated. Or probably also you want to hurt the other person. When you break up with something, it's something you do to somebody to hurt them. I'm not saying that you're mean or anything, but when people hurt you, the first reaction is to hurt them back. So there's two things you can do. One, if you judge that the relationship has become so damaging and toxic that you just no longer want it in your life at all, the best thing to do is just stop the relationship. No big breakup, no big talk. Just when they ask you to hang out, say, I'm busy. Stop engaging in behaviors that make you feel bad. But two, and this is what I'm going to suggest, that's to approach them. And in a non-combative way, a very, don't put them on the defensive, explain how you feel. But don't be accusatory, just say, I feel. I know that's such a cheesy thing, but the I feel statements, they really do work. You know, don't say you did this, you did this. On an important side note is that people are assholes. All people. I have been an asshole. I have been a very bad friend before, and so have my other friends. I have a good group of friends still from high school, and we're still all best friends, and people ask, like, how does that happen? And I think it has to do with accepting people go through phases. So is this guy, and so have you, and so is everybody. My friends have done terrible things to me, and I've done terrible things, thoughtless things to them. But in the end, while we might be angry, we always forgive them, and we just move on. And eventually, it's not even a big deal. I advise you not to give up on a relationship so easy. I definitely think you should stop engaging in behaviors that make you feel used and not so good about yourself, but that doesn't mean you have to cut everything off. You can just say, you're going through a phase. I understand that. It's not really, this part's not working for me, so I'm not going to do that anymore. But, you know, if you ever want to talk, sure, I'm here. You know, if you connected that much the first time you met, there's probably something to that. And I have a feeling that years down the road, unless it's truly toxic, unless it's truly something that makes you feel bad about yourself, if he's, you know, making fun of you just to be mean because he wants to hurt you, if there's emotional abuse, then you can't leave that fast enough. You have to get out of there. But I have a feeling years down the road, if this is not a toxic situation, you're probably going to feel disappointed and regretful that you didn't stay connected. Friendships aren't always comfortable in every moment. Sometimes they're really tough and annoying. And when you approach this person who is hurting you and you feel like that they're your best friend, I'd say keep the door open and put the responsibility on you. I know it's not fair. But life isn't fair, and you have to sometimes look at what is it that I really want. I want my friend back. I want. It obviously brought you a lot of comfort over the last 6 years. I want my friend back. So stop thinking what's right. What I feel too much pride to do this. I have too much self-respect to do that. That's all BS. Do what you have to do to get that back, and sometimes that means sucking it up and taking responsibility for things that aren't your fault. I know it's like it makes you angry, but anger is temporary. Friends can be for life, so I really encourage you to try at least and stick with it. That's my advice. Okay, let's see. Question number 2. My best friend and I have been dating for several months now. However, I really like things the way they were before, so how do I break up with them and get back to that place? So, bad news for you. Can't go back. That's why a lot of people are careful with romantic relationships, because when that happens, something called infatuation, and it's a chemical imbalance in your brain when you engage in those behaviors. And if somebody becomes attached to you, it's like a drug. And unfortunately for this person that you're with, if they really feel the way you think they feel, and if they really are attached to you and like things the way they are, it's probably not gonna go back to the way it was, unfortunately. Because they're going to have these feelings, and hanging out with you, being around you, talking to you is going to make those really bad, empty feelings come back. And maybe I am wrong, and I'm sure there are a contingent of people out there who are stronger than I am and stronger than the normal person, and that they can, compartmentalize that and put it aside for the friendship, and they might be able to do that. But unfortunately, seeing you is now going to bring, along with the positives of being their best friend, a lot of negatives too. Now, it's possible they may feel the same way. I mean, you gotta tell them, if you're absolutely sure that this person's, you don't want to be romantically involved with this person. If you're not sure, give it a chance. I'd say don't close it too soon, but if you know that there's no romantic future, you gotta shut it down, because the longer you're in it, the worse it gets. And the best way is just to be straight up and honest. Make sure that you really paint the picture that you really want them in your life, just not in that way, and kind of give them the space to deal with it how they need. I don't know this person, I don't know how they're going to react, but if they feel the way you say they feel, it's going to hurt them. And there's nothing you can do about that, but it's best to be upfront and honest, and then just see what happens. And reach out to them, but don't smother them. Don't demand things to be the way they were. Understand that you fucked things up, and you're willing to do whatever it takes to get things back the way they were. But yeah, so that's what we got for this week. A lot of friends and things with friends. Join us next week. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday. Enjoy your New Year's. Don't get too crazy. Actually, get crazy. You only live once, but just don't hurt anybody, or yourselves, or your cats. I'll be drinking some Pinot Meow with Cat. Actually, just kidding. I do, despite my public persona, I do have friends. One wouldn't know it, but yeah, no, I'll be having fun. So I'll see you guys next week, and take care till then.